going on, everybody? So I just wanted to show you guys, you know, what the machine shop was, the reason why I had to order a new crank, and just the results of when a crank isn't balanced, what can actually happen inside the motor and things like that, as far as where the crankshaft is, the journals, what the bearings look like. And what I did was I tried to find the best looking bearing and the worst bearing from the crank. As you guys know, when I went to the machine shop, I was told I have to get a new crank because there's no bearings that will fit my crank as far as they need to grind it. So I'll show you. So let me know if this is too bright. I'm trying to do the best I can. So if you can see here, this right here is a main journal, okay? And if you take a look at it, you can see actually like no scratches on it whatsoever. Now you take a look at this one here where you've got scratches, where dirt got in between the bearing and the journal and basically started to eat away at the journal a little bit. This isn't as bad, it's still smooth. Same with this one here, but you can see the scratches right here. Like I said, I tried to find the best and the worst bearings that were left out of the motor. But I want to show you what you've seen, what dirt and an unbalanced rotating assembly can do when there's, you know, the damage that can be done. So right here, these are two bearings, main bearings, and as you can see here, look how scratched up those are. Though that's pretty bad. And actually these aren't even the worst. This is the top part where, if you guys can see, there's a lot of dirt, and see how deformed that is right there. That one was really starting to go, and I think this one was actually located right here in the front, to be quite honest with you. The other thing, if you notice too, you've got like, there is metal shavings in here. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things where, you know, this crank it's pretty contaminated with metal shavings and things like that from worn bearings. The main issue was this rod bearing journal here. This is the one that basically was going to cause all the rest of these to need to be grinded down. I think it was to like 0.50, which they don't make a bearing for the Genesis Coupe. The main journals are going to have to be grinded down to 0.25, just so that way they could be smooth and things like that. But judging based on what you're saying here, you know, yeah, that's pretty frightening. Hyundai didn't really do a great job of balancing the cranks and things like that, and this is a result. You know, what I've noticed is on like a lot of sites and a lot of forums is that people have had to basically get new cranks, and I probably should have expected that, but I was hoping for the best, you know, but I obviously got the worst, so I had to order a new crank. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've had the whole oil pan here, and it's kind of the last thing I want to show you, just to show you how much metal was in the bottom of the oil pan. And this is the reason why I'm in the sun. So if you take a look here, you've got all this right here, metal. Look at that, all that. Look how shiny. So obviously I'm gonna have to really clean this oil pan out. This liquid here is actually degreaser, because as you can see, look at all that metal. You know, it's I mean, this is what happens when you spin a bearing and metal just starts going everywhere. So as I think, you know, I just wanted to show you guys basically what's going on with the why I had to order a new crank and things like that. I think the other thing I'm going to do is actually pull the oil pump apart, make sure that's cleaned out, there's no metal fragments and things like that, because I am going to reuse this oil pump, and you know, just I want to make sure when I put this motor back together that it's healthy and that it works. So you know, let me know what you guys think about this video, if you guys have had similar issues, or if if you're just you spun a bearing and things like that. I think what's saving my car right now is just the simple, and I have 130,000 miles on my car literally, and I think what's saving my car right now is possibly because I have a different flywheel on there, and the flywheel is about 11 and a half pounds lighter than stock, so it could be kind of what's saving my motor, because I beat on my car a little bit, not a whole lot, but enough to me. And with the BTR tune and things like that, obviously I've raised the red line, so putting more stress on the motor, and just the power and things like that. It's putting more stress on the motor, and shockingly, no, it's not shockingly, but my car is held up perfect. So like I said, I just want to make sure that this doesn't happen to that motor. So once the crank comes in, the new flywheel, I'm going to bring the crank, the flywheel, the pistons, the rods, the rod bearings, the balancer, and the oil chain drive, whatever it's called, to the machine shop, so that way they can perfectly balance everything. So that way, hopefully this doesn't happen again. I'm hoping to build basically the ultimate Genesis Coupe motor, and things like that, or at least give you guys a blueprint. So let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. You don't have to be great to get started. You just have to get started to be great. Peace.